it's Zena, Warthog Princess, and welcome to another Vera Bradley haul. This is the haul that came from the Vera Bradley retail store at Disney Springs in Orlando, Florida from last week's trip. It did arrive yesterday, but I didn't quite get the video filmed until now, so here goes. At the time, they were having the Memorial Day sale, which was 30% off everything, and there were some items that were on sale, and outlets were 70%. It was a great time to get a bunch of things. But I was there looking at Disney stuff, so none of that mattered at all because no discounts, no coupons, no nothing. But there was one item I got for sale, and that is the hand sanitizer keychain or bag charm, whatever. And this one is in Paisley Wave. So I did want to add that to my pastels and my travel pile and my big old pile of fishy stuff. But yeah, so some of the cool colors, and I do have a fish and a jelly on the back. This, if you haven't seen before, comes with this quick release loop on it, and it's a larger loop than the one we've seen in the past, but it just has that quick release on there. And once you take it outside those loops, then the loops can be taken apart. It sort of unlocks the thing, and then you can take out the plastic bottle and fill it. It is empty, but you can fill it with lotion, hand sanitizer, whatever you want, really. And then you just push it back in there. It has elastic on the sides. And then you put this loop back through the fabric loops. And there you go. Hang it on your bag. So I got that one to go with my other ones I got. So now I have kind of 3 different color regimes I can work with. They also had fitted masks, cotton masks, in the Disney patterns. Now, I don't know why it took them this long to come out with those, why they're not advertising them. I know that masks are mostly going away, but I also know that personally I was using masks before COVID in certain situations. And I'm going to Disney in September, and I don't know what the rules are going to be by then. But anyway, so I bought a few masks. This first one is in the Whimsical balloons, Mickey's Whimsical balloons. This one is actually for a friend of mine. So I will send this to her, or maybe hand deliver it. We'll see, it depends. But anyways, it's just the balloons, the interior of the magical Whimsical Paisley. You'll see that again in a minute. The second one is, I think it's Minnie's Magical Garden. Is that right? Minnie's Garden Party, sorry. Minnie's Garden. This is the most recent pattern that came out. And there's a little Minnie there with her hat and another different Minnie there. And I got a little bit of a Mickey there, or sorry, another Minnie. There's no Mickeys, it's Minnie's Garden Party. But anyway, so it's your pastels, like your light colors. I don't have anything in this pattern, really, but I did still want to get the mask. So there you go. The second one here, and this is, I think, the next previous pattern. This one is the Mickey's Whimsical Paisley. The interior of this is those red and pink balloons, by the way. There wasn't a lot of pattern placements to pick from, so you get what you get. This one I got a good bit of the castle and at least 2/3, 3/4 Mickey head, so that's good. And I definitely got all the colors, so I'm overall pretty happy with that. One other note about these masks do not have the filter pocket on them. That's obviously not a deal breaker for me, but if you are concerned about that, these do not have that pocket. You could, I suppose, sew another piece of fabric on and add that. The other thing is they have these tags on them as well, so I'm for sure going to cut all those tags off because I don't want that tickling my face inside the mask. That's obscene. There's 3 different tags. Totally unnecessary, my opinion. Anyway, and the last one, this one is Mickey's Colorful Garden. And so this one does have Mickey and Minnie in the pattern, not so much on my mask. I do have most of a Minnie on that side. And cutely enough, there's a Mickey facing her, but he's way cut off. So super cute. They're almost kissing, except she's basically swallowed him up. There's nothing left. But the colors are there, and it's pretty nonetheless. So that's the masks I got. Then I also got another different Disney pattern, because I kind of got a variety of things. I got a medium Cosmetic and a Glenna. And this one is the Mickey's Sweet Treats. This is a pretty recent pattern as well. And so actually I said this wrong. If you care, I think it was this pattern, previous was this pattern, previous was this pattern, previous to that was this one. I think that's the order. It really doesn't matter because it's either available or it's not, and you find it or you don't, you know. But they did have some of this there, and I got to pick some of the pattern placements. So I picked this one that had the Mickey centered on it. I know the pattern itself is offset. I've got Minnie's feet up there. I'd rather have bodiless feet than headless bodies, so there's a trade-off. I do have most of Pluto. The only thing really cut off is his ears up there. And I've got another Minnie down here. And I've got lots of the treats. I've got a Donald Duck head coming out of a flower down here. Yeah, so not too bad. It definitely could have been better. I've got a lot of the treats, which you can see hidden in the pattern. You can see the little Mickey head ice creams, and they're kind of all over. And then you got these little hidden Mickey heads. There's also in the tip of this flower shape, there's a Mickey headed cupcakes on each of the tips of those flowers. Where else are the Mickey heads? They're really kind of just, I like finding all the different places in the pattern. Those are the main ones. And then on the opposite flowers, you got these Mickey heads. I don't think I said those already. Anyway. Oh, and then there's a Mickey donut right there. Yeah, so they're all over, just little hidden Mickeys. I like that. In the inside, oh sorry, before I go to the inside, the front of this, I have the Mickey with a smile, and it's got that floral piece, the medallion, and then I've got the Goofy, the full Goofy there. And so this is, oh, and Donald. This pattern is one of those ones that can be a lighter look or a darker look, depending on which pattern placement you get. As you can see, like this is a lighter section and this is a little darker. To me, the purples and grays kind of blend a little bit too much at a distance. So this wasn't a pattern I went crazy for straight away. I mean, I love the characters and I'm obviously a fan of purple, but it just wasn't my favorite. I actually liked the interior better. It was just more fun for me with all the ditzy, Sweet Treats Ditzy, I think it was called. But it has a light background, so I was kind of torn on this one, and I waited until I could go pick pattern placement in person, and it was worth it, so I got my 2 pieces and I'm happy. But there you go. I did get some items in this. I got the passport wallet and the cozy blanket. I think I got maybe a couple other things. So anyways, you can look back at the haul for that and see for yourself. But there you go. So I got that, and I got a Glenna, which I don't have any Disney Glenna, so that's a first. But this is a good bag because, what the fuck? Oh, never mind, I know what that was. So this is a nice big enough bag where you can kind of see how the different medallions come together on the piece, and you can see the darker and the lighter. You also get all the characters on there. So I've got Goofy sitting, I've got Goofy standing, I've got that smiley Mickey face again, I've got Mickey down here, Minnie over here, Pluto down here. I thought I saw, oh, and Donald Duck right in the middle as well. But you can kind of see he's kind of hidden until you get up closer, and then you can really see him. So I just didn't think that the colors popped against each other enough to really bounce out. So I say that as a, not derogatory, but sort of a critical comment, but I also at the same time would say I kind of also like that about it now that I see it in person, because I don't necessarily want it to scream Disney. I just want to be like, oh, that's Disney. That's cool. Look at all the characters. Yeah, so I have mixed feelings about this one, but I do love the Glennas. So the Glenna itself has a sort of pleated front style. It has a slip pocket on the front and also on the back, same. And it's got a nice big oval base, so it kind of balloons out. It's got a lot more capacity than you would think at first glance. It does have these cinches on the sides. I really don't use those and don't think I will use those, but they're there if you want them, and you can actually cinch both sides and give the bag a little bit different shape, kind of like a bucket or whatever. But I usually just leave them there. Like the old style Glennas didn't have that. It was just the bag. C'est la vie, to each their own. You know, do what you want to do. I wish that this bag had a crossbody shoulder strap though. I do like these shoulder straps. I do use them quite often. This particular one has a faux leather backing on it. Just gives it a little bit more structure. I neither like nor dislike it really. It also it's on the outside of it, so I guess it gives you like a trim feature, but that trim stands alone. It doesn't coordinate with any other trim on the bag, you know, so it's kind of weird. I take that back. There is a tag, that's it, but you know, I don't know. Anyways, it is what it is. Inside, it does have a zipper closure. It's a recessed zipper, and it is a flap zipper. So it doesn't have to come to a point, again, I always say that, you can get that little bit of extra capacity there, even though it's recessed. Inside you have 3 slip pockets on the one side, that is the front of the bag. On the back of the bag you have a privacy pocket with a zipper right here. And you can see, of course, the little ditzy pattern on the inside. It's super cute, it's very light, so you can see in there really well. Yeah, so if you're like me and you want a crossbody shoulder strap for this, there are a couple of things you can do. You can do some sewing and put a loop or whatever. Or on the zipper, the way that the zipper is sewn in here, you have a little gap between the end of the flap and the end of the zipper. And the end of the zipper is tethered, it's sewn in. So you have this little hole and you have this little hole. So if you have, let me show you on this. If you have some quick release loops, whether you take it from your sanitizer or otherwise, let me get this tag off of here so it's not going to bother it. Okay, so you have loops like this, for example. You can loop it around that zipper area right there. See that? And the zipper will still function. Of course, if you have it on the other side of the loop, not on the back end. But the zipper still functions. It doesn't interfere with the function of the zipper. But you put one there and you put one on the other side. Now, if you have a random strap that you want to match or coordinate or, you know, put something totally different on there, that's fine. But that gives you a place to hook the strap. So that's super awesome. Alternatively, you can just use that to hook your hand sanitizer on the outside or whatever if you want. So it gives you an option to get what you want out of the bag, even though it doesn't come that way. So if you're like me, there you go. So if you want to get really creative, you can add multiple loops and have like a little bit of a chain end on it before you get to the strap. So you could do that too. This does have these metal fittings in between the straps, so the strap does lay flat when you're not using it, which is nice. And it does also give you a place right here to clip things onto, your keys, your hand sanitizer, your whatever, you know, bag charm or whatnot. So there you go, that's the Glenna. And let's see if the front pattern placement and the back are very different. I think they're very similar, just different chunks of it, but all the same characters. Yeah, so good. I like lots of characters. The next item I got, this is the wide lanyard. And this is in the interior pattern or the coordinating pattern that came with the garden one. So these two go together. I don't have much else in this really, but I wanted the lanyard. Minnie's Garden Dots. So there you go. And it has Minnie heads all throughout it in different poses. And so I have some that are intact and some that are cut off, but they're on both sides. So it's enough to tell what it is. But what I love about the Disney lanyards is that they come with really 3 clips on here. You have the key ring, you have a loop here that you can, you know, do whatever with, and then you always get this Mickey head shaped quick release clasp on it instead of that normal hook. So I love this little piece. So I love the lanyards. That being said, normally, sorry, I'm super sorry. We just got back from the dog park. Normally the Disney lanyards are always the quick release ones, the regular width are. I don't like the quick release. I always like zip tie them closed because I don't have a real need for the quick release function. But that little piece, it scratches your neck and it catches your little baby hairs, and I really hate that piece. So I don't like those. But the Disney ones, that's the only way you can get them normally. But now they came out with a wide lanyard finally. And this one, of course, is just a lanyard, no quick release, so I like that. Plus, I really don't have anything pink. So if I wanted to use it as a mask strap, for example, there you go. Nice match. Okay, enough about the lanyard. They also had a deal that if you spent $100 or more, I think it was $100 or more, you get the umbrella, the Mickey's Whimsical Paisley umbrella for $25. It's normally $50. Wait, yeah, normally it's $50. But you got it for $25 for the deal. And I don't have any Disney umbrellas. I have my Harry Potter umbrella. I have lots of other umbrellas. I have more umbrellas than you could possibly need. But here's my logic on that. I live in Arizona. It's sunny. And it does rain. Monsoonal rains are quite significant. So if you're out in that, you do need an umbrella, even if you're not an umbrella person. So good reasons, and especially, you know, a park day, you need a sun umbrella. So sun umbrella is really what I have so many of them for, and they're great for that. And this is not the smallest. They do have a mini size, not in the Disney pattern though. So anyways, here you go. And this pattern is really fun. We're gonna see more of it in a moment, so I'm not gonna waste your time on here. But at a glance, you can see, you know, Mickey and the balloons, and you kind of see the blues and purples and pinks in there. And I say purple, but it's kind of like a purpley blue. It's not a true purple. It's lovely though. All right, the last item I got, and this is where we'll get to see that pattern a lot. I think of these patterns, this is for sure my favorite of these ones. My favorite all Disney patterns is Midnight with Mickey. It's black with bright floral. It's really fun. Anyway, so Mickey's Whimsical Paisley. I wasn't looking to get into the backpack, to be honest. I have lots of backpacks. I have several Disney backpacks even, all of Vera. And I saw a backpack on the shelf and it had a perfectly centered Mickey right here. It had this great, like, let me see if I have that piece. I don't have that exact piece on there, but he was in the middle of like a circular piece. It was really lovely, and it caught my eye as soon as I walked in the store. It was up on the shelf. I went over and I got it later, and I looked at it and I was about to buy it, and the associate came over and said, "Can I help you find any pattern placement?" I said, "Are you kidding? Look at this. It's perfect." And I was pointing at that one. That is not the one I ended up getting, because she came out with this one, and I didn't think she could have beat that placement, but she did. And if I can figure out how to insert a picture, I'll put a picture somewhere on screen here of what that looked like. And if I can't, I'll put it out on Instagram or somewhere else. You can see those two side by side. Anyways, why I picked this one over that one was because I have a full intact Mickey here and a full castle here, and I thought that was a really nice combo. And then in the total picture of things, this one versus that one, this one had more Mickeys in it and less cut-off features in it, and it also looked more continuous. I mean, obviously there's a chop where the pocket sews onto the main bag, but it looks kind of continuous. There's not a big break there. And on the other one, there was a repeating pattern, like it ended here and it overlapped here, and so it kind of, you could tell the chop. Here you can't really see that. So those are my thoughts on that, but I mean, look at the colors. They're really vibrant. I definitely like that. I mean, I know Mickey's black and he's a little harder on the black background, but he's outlined in white, and that really works on here. So at a distance, you're like, oh, nice colors, but you definitely see it's Disney. The other reason I got it is the second picture, if I can figure it out, will be the back side of the two backpacks, and this one far and away was my favorite of the two. And the reason why, in my own head, my own logic, because I do everything for a reason, was if you're walking around in the park or anywhere, what are people going to see first? They're going to see the straps of your backpack, and this just had perfect straps. I mean, I have Mickey right here almost entirely. I have a beautiful bit of the castle right there. I mean, that just screams Disney and Mickey and all that. And on this side, I actually got the balloons, which isn't my favorite part. I don't know, something about the pink and red that just, okay. I do love the Mickey head balloons, but I got the big cluster and little cluster. Anyways, I just thought that it kind of just highlighted all the tidbits of the pattern right there on the straps. Also, when you look behind the straps, not that anybody else is really going to see this part, but look at all the perfect Mickeys and the nice castle up here in the corner. And really, I don't have any headless ones that jump out at me. I have some feet right here without a body, but the rest are all pretty intact. So I'm really, really, really happy with it overall. And that was why I picked what I did. So, no headless Mickeys. I have heads without bodies and feet without anything, but no headless. Also, I didn't look at the other one on the sides of it because the decision was already made, but look at this side pocket also. So I have this Mickey and the castle and another Mickey up here. So really, really happy with that. The other side is the bottom half of the castle, and I've got some Mickey feet. And I have most of a Mickey on the bottom of it. So nothing really bad about this pattern. So that's my pattern placement discussion. Let's look at the bag itself. So the front, unfortunately, has that awful metal zipper that's a big for me, but it is functional, and it's not, this one is actually decent for unzipping smooth, but it is, of course, a two-handed close because just the way these metal zippers function, they're catchy. And this is a flat pocket, so you do have to stick your hand in there, and that zipper is very scratchy on your hand. So for what that's worth, that's why I hate those zippers. But the pocket right behind it, you have the normal nylon zippers, And inside, wham, that's just red and pink and black, obviously. But yeah, it's too much for me. I don't know. I don't know. I also don't, I mean, I know that those balloons are in the pattern and they're lovely on this part of it, but that to me isn't exactly the match I would made here. If it was me, my constructive criticism would be, I love the theme of this, actually, with all those balloons and everything. I just think it would match better if they used the colors that are out here. So pink and red is fine, have some of those, maybe even preponderance of those, but have some yellow and the blues and maybe the dark blues, and you know, put some of those other colors in there as well. Yeah, I just think it would lighten it up a little. I mean, it's bold for sure. But anyways, that's just what I think. But this is a slip pocket here, a slip pocket here. You have a bigger slip pocket underneath, and then you have a clear ID window in front of that. On the other side, you have 4 pen slots there. So 2 slips and an ID, 1 slip and pens. And this pocket has some gusset to it, so it is about 1.5 fingers, almost 2 fingers thick there. So this pocket does have some space, and you kind of see it on the side as well. It has, you know, that space right there. Definitely a good usable pocket. Behind that, you have your main compartment. It is a double zipper compartment on this one, and inside you have 2 mesh slips here, and this little tag is for the charger pocket. You can use either pocket, but this one does come with the grommet on the top to put either your headphone cable through or your charging cable, you know, different things like that. So you can use it however you want, but there it is right there. And then this, of course, is the main compartment, so there you have the majority of the bag right there, end to end. And there's a good look at the cluster of balloons as well. So there's that, and before we go to the next compartment, you can see the back compartment. That's your tech compartment right there on the back, and that is one of those diagonal zippers all the way around, and it's padded front and back. And then let's see, this one does not have any other pockets on the back. Let's see if there's any other pockets I missed on the front. No, yeah, just regular campus backpack with the grommet there. On the back, the straps are padded. On the back of them, they're patterned as well, and you know, nobody's gonna see those, but I got matching tassels. They are padded and quilted. The quilting on the front, the back of them is actually a straight cotton. I find that interesting. I don't think my other ones are like that. I think they were quilted. So it's really interesting that that's quilted on one side and not quilted on the side closest to you, which is where you would need the padding. Whatever, okay. It is what it is. It does have this nice, robust trolley sleeve as well. I don't know why they always make these so narrow, because there's this much sewn on the side. I just think they could be a little bit wider to fit more trolley sleeves, but whatever. I don't tend to use that too much, but there you go. So that is the campus backpack in the Mickey's Whimsical Paisley. And that is the end of this haul. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great week. Welcome to June, well into summer here in Arizona for sure. We're up in the triple digits already and very dry. So, all right, take care. Bye for now.